I'm Tom Frank,
I'm Biz.
I'm the head coach, Coach Curley.
and this is your Juniata men's basketball show. Welcome, listeners. I'm Tom Frank, and I'm joined each and every week by Drew Beskid, a.k.a. Biz, and your Juniata head basketball coach, Greg Curley. We talk all things Juniata men's college basketball. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man, it was a week of heartbreak to heartburn, it seems like, out there.
A little bit. We'll get into it. We're going to stay positive, though.
Hey, positive
there was
vibes,
some positive that came out of it as well.
Absolutely.
But before we do that, we do have a good listener question to get us in the right spirit.
All right.
It is Thanksgiving week.
Oh,
There's a lot to be thankful for, fellas. We got a question from Graham B.
All right.
Graham B. What's the most overrated Thanksgiving dish? And what's the one you'll go to war to defend on your plate?
I mean, look, for overrated Thanksgiving dish, any vegetable.
Any vegetable, just flat out?
Yeah, there's no need for a vegetable on Thanksgiving.
I disagree with you there.
Nah.
I like corn. I like green beans.
Nah. You don't need
one, though, that I can't stand.
Yeah.
And I feel bad saying this because my grandmother, I think, used to think I liked it, and she would always make it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Cranberry sauce.
Oh, we've had this discussion.
I love cranberry sauce. I'm a cranberry sauce.
I hate cranberry sauce.
I'm going to go with, I'm not a big fan of like real, like homemade cranberry sauce, but man, you give me a can.
Yeah,
give me that can.
Wait, you prefer the can over the homemade?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you,
I think
girl.
You're just injecting like pure nastiness into yourself.
Dude, it's pure gelatin. It's the best.
But you like gelatin made from like horses' hooves.
And it literally comes out in the shape of the can. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, I can tell you the one I'll defend.
All right.
I'll go to war to defend. And it is sometimes a war in our household.
Yeah.
The stuffing.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom makes it like it's like almost like a log, and you cut it.
Really?
And it's almost better when it's like refrigerated.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You bring it out afterwards and you cut it and it's like cold.
Oh, you know what you do? You take that, you cut it, and you put turkey in between it and make a turkey sandwich out of it.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe a little bit of gravy.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you, man.
Biz, you're like a Thanksgiving expert, man. You spent a lot of time examining all angles of this.
Hey, Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving's a lost holiday. In fact,
it's my favorite holiday.
I want to start
of the year.
# Save Thanksgiving.
You know what? I'm gonna go anti you on here. I want everybody else to sleep on it, and it is my favorite. My favorite holiday.
Although I do have an idea. I have an idea for a movie. And Tom, I can work with you on this because you're connected with all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know how they have Christmas Story?
Yeah.
We got to make Thanksgiving Story.
I'm in with you on that.
All right, I got ideas.
The only good Thanksgiving movies are like if you like Hallmark movies.
They don't even do Thanksgiving movie, man. They're all Christmas movies.
But I mean, like Hallmark tries to do it, but
no, this is going to be common. It's going to be. I mean, I already have it shaped. Yeah, it's like A Christmas Story. You know, we take us right. Mm-hmm. We come home. We're 21. The night before Thanksgiving
is a great night.
All hell breaks
Wednesday
loose.
Night. Yeah.
Then we wake up all hungover. We go play a turkey bowl. You know, that's a big part of the movie. And then we each go home to our own Thanksgivings.
So it's kind of like The Hangover, but instead of a wedding that you're rushing to get back to, you're rushing to get back to the family.
Exactly.
Family dinner.
It's like A Christmas Story, but Thanksgiving. I think it's a hit, personally.
We haven't even written it, and it's a hit.
It is.
That's how big of a hit it's going to be.
I'm going to start writing it.
We could have the #1 Thanksgiving. You know what I also like about Thanksgiving is there's no pressure.
Right.
You don't have pressure for gifts.
No.
You don't have all you do is eat and you watch football.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's my jam.
And you get a nice little break from your Juniata basketball season. Just a nice day. Just to don't forget. Family. It doesn't matter what your record is. Doesn't matter what's going on. You just take a nice day to celebrate.
So we've been through this every year, man. Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
Is not at a great time for a basketball coach. So
yeah, but you
there's
can
no
think.
such thing as just a day because all you're thinking about is the next week and what
But you
you
need to
do. And I'm
clear your
fine with that.
head.
Listen. My favorite time of the year is in season. I love all of this stuff about it, so I don't argue. But yeah,
So
I'm
what
not
is
with you on that.
Thanksgiving at
So.
the Curley house? Take us through Thanksgiving Day.
Are we having part of the team over?
I don't think so. Everybody's close enough this year that they'll all be going home. So
okay.
we've had different years, but actually we usually go to Jen's parents.
Oh, all right.
Depending on what my parents do or somewhere. But we have not hosted, I don't think. We might have one time, but we don't usually host. So, and part of that is probably the challenge sometimes with what we have going on. But so we'll spend time at the farm, as we call it, which will be fun. Kids are looking forward to it. And then probably try to run to State College for a little bit at some point, and then we practice on Friday. So that's Thanksgiving.
I think you should get to State College Wednesday night because I'll be there live.
Oh,
that's an idea.
It's not a bad idea. We can go hit. Where do we go hit? Otto's or Champs?
Go to that distillery, boys. Drink a little bourbon.
Hey, you know what? That distillery.
Yeah.
Were you talking about the one? What's it called?
It's over by Otto's, isn't it? Barrel 21
no,
or
I'm
something?
talking about the one I'd just been at. I was just at for the first time. It was over on your neck of the woods. It was like where that little there was a dentist right there.
Oh no, that's a brewery.
What did you just say?
A distillery.
I thought you said brewery.
No, isn't there that one over by Otto's?
Yeah, there is. I've never walked in there. I've always went to Otto's.
All right. Yeah, no, that place is good. I know what you're talking about.
That place is good. And then there's the place over there the little Italian place on the main drag there that I got exposed to. I thought it was a great little place.
Wow, you got all kinds of
good stuff.
Good. What?
Marziano's?
Sure.
Marzoni's, which is a bit of a chain.
All
yeah.
Right. So for all our Juniata listeners who
you got a name wrong?
College,
what happened over here?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I rarely get names wrong. But that was a good question from Graham.
That was a great. Wait, we didn't hear the coaches defend to the death thing.
Oh yeah, what's your defense? You're a big defensive guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, probably mashed potatoes for me, but I'm not sure I'm that passionate about my Thanksgiving meals. So.
Oh, I'm passionate.
Does that make sense?
The stuffing, though, you're right. Because how often do you have stuffing? Not often. You'll dabble in a little
stuffing. You do stuffing once a year.
Every now and then I'll dabble in some stovetop, but yeah, I mean the real homemade and the gravy, the stuffing gravy combo is sign me up.
I like it.
That was good.
Right, we should just stop there because now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, a couple more days. Does Juniata, does the athletic department, do you do like at my office, on Tuesday, we have our office Thanksgiving. Do you do an athletic department Thanksgiving?
We'll do like a holiday potluck thing over Christmas and after finals. It's a little bit different here this year. This is the first time that I remember the whole week is off. So this is, there's a Thanksgiving break. So they're off all week. Usually we have classes Monday and then end Tuesday. So it's a little bit different here. So a lot of time as the basketball coach is spent with the women's basketball coach and just us over breaks, Thanksgiving and Christmas break. There's not usually a lot else going on. Maybe the swim coaches sometimes, but I think they seem to have a little bit more of an extended break in those periods. So, no, most of our colleagues, I mean, they come out of the fall season. And so this is a little bit of their off time, to go, kind of connect and spend time with family and friends that they don't get to do when they're in season. Our life is one when there's no really getting away.
Yeah.
When you're in your season. So a lot of times it's got to be right before or after. So a lot of it where we sit. And we won't do that. We'll do something over Christmas. Again, those get tough for us. A lot of times we're practicing when that's going on. So not a strong suit for what we do there, but certainly try to spend as much time as we can with everyone.
All right.
Well, let's go through a weekly recap here. Now, we had some positives here. We had some positives this week. Our Eagles dropped a heartbreaker on the road Wednesday night, 68-66, as Susquehanna hit a jumper at the horn to steal it. Joe Bruce led the Eagles with 19 points and 3 steals. Ty added 9 points, 6 boards, and 3 steals. We had Hurley and Littles each chipped in 8. Juniata opened hot with a 10-2 start and forced 22 first half points off turnovers.
Oof.
But Susquehanna closed the half on a 12-2 run. The Eagles clawed back, tying it at 43 on a Hurley 3. And from there, it was one possession back and forth. Ty put Juniata up 64-63 late. Noah Bailey later tied it up with 2 clutch free throws. I like the free throws. But Susquehanna's Brandon Lafitte hit a contested left wing jumper as time expired.
Yeah, Brandon Lavitt.
Whatever. He plays for Susquehanna.
Yeah.
We'll just call him that dude.
He's a good player. He
hit a big shot.
He hit a big shot. Yeah, he's a 4-year guy. He's been in a ton of games.
Yeah.
Showed
it
up
was a big shot, a contested shot. Like it was a good 3.
It was a 2, but yeah, it was a good. It was good. It was a big time shot, and we actually really did a good job and defended and took away their primary options. That was kind of a scramble play at the end that we still challenged, and just got to give him credit. He made the shot. It really felt like that was probably a game whoever had the ball last probably wins, and unfortunately it wasn't us. But that was on the heels. Noah Bailey goes to the foul line down 2 and makes both free throws as a freshman to put us in that situation.
Big.
You mentioned we got out to a really good start in that game. Guys were really probably our most complete game that this group has ever played on both ends of the floor. So it showed up that way. It gave us a chance to win on the road against a team that, is picked to be in the top half of the league preseason. So, it was a good performance. It really was one of those games. I think both teams played pretty well, and one team won and one team lost. And so hard to swallow. Didn't think some things went our way. Wasn't real happy with that, but I thought the guys battled, and then I thought we had 2 really good days of preparation leading into Saturday. So overall, I thought that for first road game, first league road game, as early as it is, as young as we are, I thought we really handled that environment. It was a good environment. Played really hard, got down 10 and battled back. That's kind of the tale. We got to. It's hard to continue to give up these big. We get down 8 to 10 regularly on the road. It seems like, or in games, and you gotta keep it close from striking distance. So when you make your runs, it stays that 1 possession game. But we made a ton of plays down the stretch. I thought we really defended well. We moved the ball well on offense. Our assists were up. We shared the ball. We got contributions from everybody. That was a really complete game. You kind of got everything out of it but the win. So it was a good performance on Wednesday.
How many games in your Juniata career have you lost on a buzzer shot?
At Susquehanna specifically on the road, we've probably at least lost 4, if not 5.
4 at Susquehanna on the buzzer that they beat you?
We were thinking about it before. Yeah, we've been through it.
I didn't realize that.
Any way you can name it. Probably a tough place to get things to go your way, if you know what I mean, get a couple calls. So that sometimes sets the table for that stuff. Good to know some things don't change. So I think you got a lot to overcome there. And, we've had some good teams. Now we won, you remember playoffs 2 years ago, we won by 1 at the end of the game. We're able to get stopped. So we've had our share of wins in those situations too. But, over the years, probably that's the one place probably we've had the most buzzer beaters against us.
Wow.
That's probably the team we've played the most. They've been in our league the entire time. So we've played over 50 times. 50 times because we've played probably the most in the playoffs as well. So we've played a lot. So it probably has more to do with that than anything else.
So that's the team you would say has gotten you a couple times on buzzers. Is there a team that you can say we've gotten them more than a few times on the buzzer?
Well, we've beaten them in some close games too. I don't know how many buzzer beaters.
Even other teams that you would say that's a team that we've got.
Over time, though, I don't know. We have our share of buzzer beaters. I've told you, we generally, when we're winning a 6 to 8 point game, and it's a little bit different. I don't think it's always benefited us in those last second games. I think whatever reason that is, but then I look back, and I'm not sure that. We just won ECAC championship because we hit one at the buzzer. We went to the conference finals 2 years ago because we beat them at the buzzer. I think there's probably more than I remember. I told you my first year we hit a 3/4 court shot to send it to overtime, literally from the one foul line. We've
You
had
remember who shot that ball?
yeah, actually Ben Gallagher, who then transferred to Albright the next year. I
Oh,
came
after
in.
hitting a big
Come
shot
on,
like
Ben.
that?
Well, so Rick Ferry was the coach at Albright, and we played them in our league, and he was with me
Oh,
for a year. He hit the 3/4 court shot, then we beat him in overtime, and then he transferred to play because Rick's who recruited him.
got it.
So then we played against him for 2 years. Aaron Chamberlain hit a buzzer beater against Albright here. I think maybe 2 years after that with Nick Hager. That was a huge one. That was a really big game. Kind of that set that season up. That was our first appearance in the conference finals and our first postseason appearance. And that was the team with Nick and Brian Cannon, Neil Holloway, and those guys, and Chris Jazzio. So,
Right.
but I don't. It is true in coaching. You remember the ones that get you more than the ones you get.
I was
So
going to say, you just proved that right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had another one. Kyle Kohler hit a 3 in the playoffs at Scranton to send it to overtime, and we won that to go to the conference finals. So we've probably had our share now that I think about it, and particularly in big moments. Yeah.
Take them in the big moments, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, then on Saturday, the Eagles hung with undefeated Drew for a half, but the Rangers pulled away to break to a 87-66 win Saturday inside Memorial Gym. Ty paced the Eagles with 19 points. Joe Bruce just keeps putting in points. 16 points, 3 assists. Off the bench, Noah Bailey came up big again, delivered 10 points and 4 boards. It was a tough one. Drew's a good team. You can see that right away. Drew's one of the I believe the 3 teams that stand at 2-0 in the conference right now.
Drew hasn't had. They've won 21 straight league games at least. I think they lost the last time in the playoffs. So, yeah. I mean, you could say that they're pretty good. They know how to win. I told you the Musial brothers and a couple of their veteran guys. I mean, they have the winning DNA and they played like it. I thought it was back and forth first half. We were right there back and forth, 2-point game at halftime. I thought they pressed the entire game. We had 7 turnovers at halftime. They had more, we had forced them into, I think, 9 or 10. The second chance points was pretty even. All the statistical areas, we outpaced them at the free throw line. And then we just, the second half, we didn't get off to a good start. We did not come out ready to go. Kind of gave them an open door, but kept it at like 8-10 until 4 or 5 minutes left. And then it kind of pulled away, but they're the kind of team they're the kind of team when you got opportunities, you got to take them. And if the longer the game goes, the more it benefits them because they've been around and they know how to put teams away. And you could see that difference. I thought, for the first time we've handled pressure with this group. You mentioned Joe and Noah being freshmen. All our other guys, first time we've seen a committed full court pressure like that this year with multiple different ways. Believe it or not, our points per possession against pressure was really good. But a lot of the front court stuff and the focus things, like we lost 6 dead ball rebounds out of bounds that they got. And so they got 15 offensive rebounds. 6 of them we had in our hands and dropped out of bounds or didn't secure, right? I don't think we won a 50-50 ball. And we gave up multiple free throw rebounds, just a little detail, extra stuff that we did really well Wednesday. We did not do well. And I thought we got wrapped up in some of the wrong stuff, probably mentally, whether that's the impact of the pressure, whether that's kind of the impact of what for us is a longer week. That was a long week and to go on the road and kind of the emotion of Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I think that's where experienced veteran teams know how to handle it. They were in an overtime game on the road on Wednesday at Scranton that they won, and they turned around and then drove all the way to Huntington, were able to handle it. And so I think that's part of it. And then I think we're also still at the stage, it's so early in the season, we have to keep practicing to get better. So, it's hard to balance probably being as fresh as you would like with being as prepared as you need to be. And I think that is another challenge of being a younger team. And I think we were prepared, but I thought we got a little worn out the second half. I don't think we were quite as sharp as we had been for the first, 4 games. And sometimes, there's a peak. I thought we played really well Wednesday, and is it an emotional downturn or shift or the longest point of the season with Thanksgiving break on the corner? I don't think we were looking towards that. Guys were ready to play and wanted to play.
I mean, you played a pretty good first half. I mean, you were down 2 going into the locker room at the end of the first half. Do you think that pressure caught up to you a little bit? I mean, they just kept pressuring.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. Once you show weakness with that, or body language goes, or you get frustrated, they can sense that and they go in for the kill. It picks it up. Their energy goes up. But, we didn't help ourselves. I didn't think we played as hard as we have in some spaces. And I didn't think we came out of the locker room focused. We led most of the first half. So there's a lot of good things here. I think, we had a long film session with the guys today because we're basically off, and then we'll have 2 practices, and we're able to look at it. I think there's many, many controllable things that we did not take care of the way we needed to. I think, but that's what pressure does. That's what playing a good team does on the heels of another good team. That's why leagues separate the top teams from the lesser teams, because they can do it consistently. That's what I talk about all the time. Like, you got to hit it down the middle on demand when you need to and keep going. And we didn't show the ability to do that, but we have showed consistent improvement. We did a lot of really good things in that game as well. When we were focused and executed what we wanted, we really got the ball where we wanted, able to attack the pressure, converted pretty consistently. When we were locked in and playing as hard as we needed to defensively, we gave them problems, and we're able to guard them. But we didn't do any of it consistently. That's a formula for not a good result against a team like that. And I think in the end, they just stretched it out. And we hung around enough the second half, but we just it's the typical thing. You're down 2 at halftime, you're leading most of the first half, but were you really playing that well? And the answer to that is probably not. Had we played kind of with the focus and energy in spaces that we did on Wednesday, I think we probably have a lead going into halftime. We've talked about it last year. Now they make a little run at you, but now it's a toe-to-toe game, very similar to, if you think about the Susquehanna game. And but we weren't able to pull that off, and you got to give them credit. They're really talented. They can score. They're as good defensively. I mean, their pressure is really more just ball pressure and guys getting in you. I mean, they do some trapping and stuff, but that limited how much it hurt us. But I thought we panicked a little bit. I thought it rattled us a little bit at times. I was disappointed in that because I don't think it should have. But
young team,
is
that part of it?
Absolutely.
And they're a very experienced team. I mean, if you think about it, correct me if I'm wrong, but like 3 years ago, I don't know if Drew was in the same situation as you, but they were in a similar situation. They had a lot of young guys, and they were not winning 22 straight conference games.
Well, so and that's what I listen, I'm keeping all this in perspective. It's hard for 18 to 22-year-olds to keep this in perspective, and those around them that haven't lived this. But I mean, large portion of the challenges, what we just went through is no different than what we go through early in a season with a young team, no matter what. The consequences are different because it's a league game, right?
Yeah.
So if we scheduled the way we usually would have, you're going to mix in a couple really tough situations and mix in somewhere you can get right and get some confidence and do that. We're not in that circumstance or situation. And so it really is, even how long do you practice, do you practice a day after going to Susquehanna? And if with a really experienced veteran team, we probably wouldn't have. We would have, particularly an emotional game like that. But with the younger team that had never seen pressure,
you had to.
We have to. And we talked to the guys about it, and we prepared really well, and we practiced really hard. And it's another box kind of checked. We've been through that now. They have a point of reference. They should know what we're doing. They saw the goods and bads of it. So I think we got better from the experience. I mean, but time will tell that. But there's still a bottom line piece to this that you have to just wrestle with and deal with. And then that takes maturity to know, hey, if you just play well and you keep doing the right things, as I say, the bar raises, and you just play the right way and play well, you win games. It's regardless of who you're playing, where you're playing, what you're doing. And that's what you have to stay focused on. But that's a very difficult one, and for guys. But I think I'm excited for the next step. We had a really good meeting today, really good film session to go through it. And then there's just that realization, when you win a game or in a game like we were Wednesday, we didn't win it, but the way you play, there's a sense like, oh man, we can do anything, right? Like we're right there. And sometimes you go too far with that, right? And so you forget the details and the small things and the things that have to go with that. The flip side is if you lose a game like we did Saturday, the world ends. You're never going to beat anybody. This is hopeless and helpless. And the teams that win a lot of games, first of all, they don't have to experience those swings that often. But second of all, sometimes they just play poorly. But they realize they just didn't play well, and they just go back to work, and they stay kind of down the middle, and that's that consistency, right? So that's another youth part. That's just the reality of where we are. And so that's what we're really trying to do, hold them accountable, and they got to be accountable to how they're performing, because that's another young thing. We got to be more accountable to some things we can do. We can free throw block out. We can look up the floor and not throw it into tough areas against pressure every time. We can, pressure the ball or challenge a shot every time to the best of our ability. And we just didn't do those things, and that wasn't the case for 4 games. Even when we got off to a tough start at Westminster, it really wasn't our effort or competitiveness or blocking out or physicality. It was our execution of our offensive stuff, and we've improved that. And actually, we did pretty well with that on Saturday. But it was the other stuff that gets the lead out of the way, and it's the small effort-based stuff. You can't – we have no shot in the world of beating Drew if we don't win the 50-50 balls, but their best player is the one that beat us to every 50-50 ball. Like that definitely can't happen, right? And so they're just tougher. They're more physical. They're tougher. They're kind of, for our level and for our league, kind of elite level competitors, and that's how they're wired. And we are not there yet in those spaces, and we need to get there. And sometimes playing it and seeing it and feeling it is the best way to understand this has to happen all the time. But then we have to translate that into consistent practice habits so that that's what we revert to under those situations, and that's who we become. We are taking definitive steps with that, because it's different than where we've been in terms of watching film. It's like, geez, just think if we do these things where we could have been, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're obviously won 21 straight league games and they're good, but I think there's a sense of our guys we can play with these guys.
Sure.
And they're right. I mean, you could see that throughout the game in a number of stretches. But we have to corner the market on playing hard. And that's every guy that plays. And we have to corner the market on details and small things and just controlling what we can. And I didn't think we did that. I thought we let some circumstances, situations get us away from the things that we can control. I didn't think we were as tight a team or as good a team as we needed to be the second half. I thought you could see body language, you could see some separation, stuff we've talked about before, and we have not seen that at all. We've been an incredibly resilient group, preseason, scrimmages the whole way through. So I think part of that is definitely fatigue. I think part of that is kind of mental fatigue, but the reality is what I said. You play 25 games in a season, you don't feel right every game, and you have to deal with that. And
right.
I don't think Drew probably thinks they had their best the first half.
No, I'm sure they thought they played bad the first half. Yeah.
How could you, under their circumstances, is very understandable. But they got that moxie and competitiveness to figure out how to put it together when you got a chance. And the bottom line is you get out of there, take care of business, and then regroup. So, when we play our absolute best, we're going to go to a different level. But we need to play our best to win, to have a chance to win. And I don't think we did. And you're 5 games in, you've had 2 scrimmages. I would honestly say of those 6 games, those 6 competitive opportunities, we really kept continuing to show improvement, played pretty well. I think the 7th one, I don't think we met that mark completely to a guy, but there were still promising positive things. So it wasn't a disaster in any stretch of the imagination in terms of just didn't show up and didn't give effort. I think effort was still there, but playing hard is a little bit different, a lot different, and concentration on small things. And I think the tempo and the pressure certainly contributed to that. They'll say that's why they do and what they're doing. But I'm not sure it would have mattered who we played with some of the approach to some of the things that were very controllable in those moments. And, you can contest a shot. You can challenge a shot. You can put your hand up and challenge a shot. If you're not doing that, our ball pressure wasn't as consistent. And, we're going to have to defend. We have to be able to defend these high-level teams to beat them. The top teams in our league are phenomenal defensively. Drew, an exceptionally good defensive team. And we're just not there defensively yet. And until we get there, it's going to be really hard sledding.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Merrick Studios, where stories take the mic and culture comes alive.
We're not just a network, we're family, bringing you smart, soulful, unfiltered conversations.
And this season, we're bringing the heat with our biggest lineup yet. Whatever you're into, Music, sports, business, we got you covered.
Merrick Studios, where the conversation starts and keeps going.
Check out our full lineup, including Unglossy with Bun B, Jeffrey Sledge, and myself, Tom Frank. Now streaming at wearemerrickstudios.com.
Master the art of lyricism with Pendulum Mink, the first school for rap. Learn elite techniques through immersive lessons, real-world exercises, and guidance from hip-hop icons. This is where MCs sharpen their skills and glow boldly on the mic. Ready to level up? Visit pendulummink.com and start your journey today.
And now, back to the show.
Where we are at right now in comparison to last year is drastically different. And from an outsider looking in, there's like a sense of, I don't know, there's a different sense of to me of this team than there was with last year's team. And that's no disrespect to last year, but there's definitely a different sense of competitor. There's this excitement. Like we kind of knew what we had with Ty, but Joe Bruce, Noah Bailey, those are guys that I had no idea. Like it's kind of fun to see them on the scene and what they can do. And I think we've only scratched the surface with those guys.
Well, I would definitely agree. But again, we've talked about like last year, not last year. It's kind of irrelevant to performance. Like, so we need to be focused on the moment and what we need to do. I think we have a better sense of our identity, what we need to be, how we need to do it. That's probably where my disappointment is. I don't think we played to that 1 through 18. I think we have more established roles and we need to get certain things from certain guys. I don't think we got that in certain places. I think there was a bit of reversion to just not where we needed leadership, attitude, and approach, not in a terrible way, but enough that you can't be successful with the margins we're dealing with and who we're competing against. I don't think any of it is unexpected. It is part, again, I continue to say all the indicators are exactly the same part of every process we've been a part of.
Yeah.
The challenge of the schedule up front here is real. The lack of amount, the limited amount of non-league games before we started with our youth is real. I mean, I was talking before our game in Susquehanna with Frank Marcinek, coach of Susquehanna, and he was talking about how just crazy early this is. He's like, man, and as young as you guys are, it's just unfair to your kids. Now, this is a guy that's coached for 40 years too, right? Like, he just gets it. Like, there is just a development stage and process, and we're going through it within league games. The good news is we're playing really good teams and getting immediate feedback.
Right.
And I think there's enough film there to show, hey, you do X, Y, and Z. You can play and be in positions to have chances in all these games. And the more chances you have, eventually you're going to pull it out. Now it's going to be about our resilience, our toughness, our confidence, our belief, and that's, can we stick together and can we stay at it and can we keep going and do we really have that and will we go back to work? And I always say it's those million small questions you have to answer. We didn't always answer them well in the past here. Recent past.
Yeah.
We've always been pretty good at that and we need to be great at it again. And I think we are. Like I said, I really like this team. And I said that to the guys in the locker room and I said it to them, but we got to be tougher. We have to be tougher. And the bottom line is, there's a couple plays in the Susquehanna game where we didn't step in front, guys that we need to step in front of. That's the game. And we're losing out 50-50 balls. And it's the mental toughness to manage that Drew game. Like when we really just concentrated for possessions and executed, we were more than fine. I mean, we really did some really good things against a really good team. Our inconsistency to do that is really what separates the teams that win at a high level and the teams that don't. But there's no better proving ground or opportunity to get better if we just keep if we can stay grounded and be level about it and understand there's a long season ahead of us and we just got to keep making progress and keep getting better. And we absolutely are. I think we were better we were better from Wednesday to Saturday because our approach was more mature. Our approach to preparation was great. We were in the gym locking in, whether the guys know it or not, that stuff will carry forward. That's more what I'm concerned about. What's our approach process every single day? Right. But we also have to live in a world where you're not always going to feel perfectly right. And you're not and we got to get over that stuff and just still get done what needs to be done. And when we've had veteran guys, you get to those guys, the junior seniors who played all these minutes and been through all this stuff. None of them are right ever, but they can handle it. They're mature enough to take care of the responsibilities they have to take care of no matter what, because they understand what needs to be done to win the game. So a lot of it is just, it's on repeat. It's, hey, here's another missed free throw block out. I could go back 5 years to when Evan's group of freshmen and I was showing them the same thing. Like till you clean this up, things aren't going to happen. And the flip side of that is Drew, executed. One of the things we didn't do is we didn't execute on the free throw on our part. We weren't given effort to go maybe get a rebound or pull a play out. Well, guess what they do? Right. And that's how they win those games, right? They separate, they pull the games apart because they do that. And then they understand the intensity and focus you have to have at all possessions. And when they press, they maximize the number of press possessions. So it forces our hand in terms of our ability to concentrate and deal with mistakes repeatedly. And that's where young teams get caught up and they have a hard time recovering from those things. And sometimes it trickles to the next one. And when we reset, we're fine. But we just need to use it like everything else to get better and to set us up for success down the road.
Yep. So, I mean, if we look around the league, we got 3 teams that came out of the first 2 conference games at undefeated: Drew, Moravian, and Catholic. Catholic and Drew being kind of the same guys from last year.
Yep.
And then the rest of them are all in a mix, 1-1 and 0-2. So you get out of the first pack. Let's see what happens next.
It's early, man.
We get a little break. What's the schedule like this week?
So we were off today. Just watched film, and then the guys got to lift and roll out and get some rest. And then we'll practice tomorrow morning, probably do some skill shooting kind of stuff in the afternoon. We'll practice Tuesday morning. The guys will go home. They'll be off Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll practice, come back Friday night later, have a workout, and then we'll practice Saturday. We'll do Little Eagles on Sunday. It's our first Little Eagles of the year, which is always fun. No practice, but we'll have Little Eagles. So that we'll be back on like game schedule for Monday, Tuesday practice, and we have Catholic at home.
Catholic at home on December 3rd, and then on the road versus Scranton December. Or no, you have Scranton at home too.
Yeah,
back home games.
Yeah, so it'll be another big week. I mean, that'll be. We have 2 weeks of class left, so the guys will have a lot of stuff to do there too. So kind of managing and handling all that stuff now comes into play, which again, for guys, their first cycle through. Yeah. I think that hit a little bit this week. I think we had a fair amount of guys with stuff to do this week before they go home for Thanksgiving, like the last time before finals. And when you got a lot of young guys, you guys remember that. I mean, a lot of that is just learning how to play the game and when you need to do what,
your time and play the
how
game.
long this. Yeah, I mean, you used to know like if I have to write a 5-page paper, it'll take me this long, right? And you don't even know those things now. So
I don't know if Biz still knows the answer to that question.
I mean, as long as I can get it done before the bell rings.
All right, Biz, you got to give us our 2 game balls.
All right.
Are we sticking with pumpkins, or did you invest in an actual game ball?
No, I'm waiting for the
for the Juniata one?
It's on me. It's all my fault.
Yep. The Juniata ball has not arrived yet. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting because, I mean, for the Susquehanna game, it has to be Joe Bruce.
So that's Bruce's second game ball.
Yeah, I mean, the guy had 19 points. Like, the next closest guy was at 9. So, I mean, he kept them in that game from a scoring perspective.
He did.
But then game 2, I mean, oh, boy. Let me go back to my box score here. I think
a long dramatic pause.
I think it's got to be. For me, it's a 2-game sweep for Joe Bruce.
Bruce getting his 3rd game ball.
16 points, 3 boards, 3 assists.
I'm surprised as how long this takes you to spit out with all the prepreration you've done before this
all the
podcast.
Preparation.
Now listen,
with all the work you do, this gets lost in the shuffle.
Listen, I did look at these things here. I was torn between Bruce and Kozak, but Kozak had 19 points.
Go with your gut.
I'm going with I got to go with Bruce, man.
So Bruce has 3.
Yeah.
Ty has 1. Noah has 1. And Griff has 1. I'm going to call him Griff.
How come Griffith?
I'm going to call him Griff. Can I just call him Griff? Can we have a new nickname for him?
To call him Malcolm Griffith, but that's all right.
No, I'm calling him Griff.
We already have a Griff.
If you give the guy a game ball, right, you can.
No. I think here's another thing I have. I think we should have all the players should have nicknames.
Well, by the time you get done with all their names, they will, because
so
we don't actually know what their names are.
I got Griff, I got Bruce, I got Ty, and I got Noah.
The good news is it's equal opportunity. You're right. You screw up everybody's name. You still screw up mine and Big's.
Yeah. I mean,
I like Griff, but we have a Griff though.
But you communicate. You communicate for a living, but you names.
But you know what I'll say about Joe? Here's what I'll say about Joe Bruce.
Yeah,
I love that name. It's really hard to mess up.
2 first names, baby.
Joe Bruce. And part of my problem in life is I grew up
kind of like you, Tom Frank.
Yeah, I mean, so I never had to learn how to say a hard name. It's Tom Frank. It can't get any easier than that.
John Davis,
right. Greg Curley, Drew Beskett. Like, I didn't have a lot of hard names in my life.
Surprised you got my last. Everybody messes up my last name.
No, I knew you.
I'm impressed.
But we called you Biz.
Yeah,
that's right. Easy. We never knew your name either, Biz.
I didn't call you by your full name.
There's
I don't like
dozens of classmates that don't know your name.
That still wouldn't know your name. If I came up and said, "Hey, this is Drew Beskett," they'd be like, "Who?"
I like my alter ego.
I want to give a little. Speaking though of our state college crew, did you guys watch the Penn State game where they actually showed off the State College High School a little bit and the State College football field?
I did.
And the fact that Nebraska used the field for their walkthrough.
Yeah, because Matt Rule was taking his home stadium.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a heck of a job interview by Matt Rule.
Ooh, not much. Not there.
Not at all.
Not there.
All right, so we're good. So we got, it's early. We got 2 wins under our belt at this point. Anybody that you're seeing emerge as leaders, guys that are starting to maybe take the reins a little bit? Anybody that you don't have to name names, but are you seeing some of the leaders emerge?
Well, I mean, I think we have through Wednesday. I think one of our challenges was it wasn't where it needed to be for Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So again, the consistency of that. Now, I shouldn't say. I think it was probably misplaced. I think our approach towards doing it needs to be refined and matured, and we need to understand how we need to approach and handle those things. I think when frustration was high, which all comes from how much these guys care, which there's zero question about. And I think as long as that's there, you can see the opportunity and ability, but you got to consistently prepare. You got to be willing to pay the price. You got to work through discomfort and take care of what you can control. And, but yeah, I mean, we talk about, 3 levels of lead. There's coach led and team led, and then there's self-led, and self-leadership is the single most powerful level of leadership. I think we're getting much closer to that. I think way more of a team-led group right now, probably a completely team-led group, which is one of the reasons for our progress. But, I just keep saying we continue to narrow our focus, but it's not narrow enough. Our focus wasn't narrow enough to win on Saturday on the things that really, really matter. And sometimes that is understanding that and going through it. Sometimes that's sorting through multiple messages and kind of transitioning to see firsthand how what we do impacts what needs to be done, because there is a system and style impact of this stuff. When you're younger, your point of reference is often from different systems, different voices, different places. That's through no one's fault. And you have to filter through which of that stuff holds up for us, which is completely different, and which really matters or impacts performance or outcome in play. So a lot of this is just what it takes. It's what we just talked about. Like, as a freshman, your high school study habits were your high school study habits. Did they get you through what you needed to in your college study habits? Or was sitting in that class the same thing? It was taking notes the same? And the answer to all that is there's a lot of similarities. Some are pretty close. But a lot of times it's on the job training, right? And that's why.
Hey, that's the best training, man. Do it.
Yeah,
don't read about it.
That's why it's hard young. It's just hard. Now, here's the deal. We can say this for so long, and there have been a lot of young guys that have played a lot of minutes. So once that stuff accumulates, there should be an advantage to that, and we need to start to leverage that on a consistent basis. But I would say through 5 games, I thought 4.5 of the 5, we've done a pretty good job with that. I thought it got away from us, and that's a lot of. I mean, you give the credit to Drew. That's. I just told the guys after the game, we're not as good as them. They're a better team than us right now, and that showed in that game. And that doesn't mean they have to continue to be, or we can't be that good. That's not the message, but they were clearly the better team in the gym on Saturday. And we need to learn from that. And if we're going to get to that class or be in that world, we have to handle some things differently and improve in a lot of areas.
Now, when you guys watch film, like a game against Drew, who's obviously elite, do you look at them and say, here's what they do, see how they did it? Do you use what they're doing as teaching, or are you focused more on here's what we didn't do?
Yeah, I mean, like the free throw stuff I talked about, I said, well, see, this is what it looks like. And, some of it is the responsibility and the weight with roles that guys have right now. They have to come to grips with you have to play both ends. Oftentimes in high school, you hide a little bit, you take breaks, you rest, you do this. You only have really this job description. And if you do that, you're fine. The rest of it. And a lot of times the opponent can't pressure those things in you. So it's not like you're getting away with it. It's just you don't really have to do it. At our level, there's more things you have to do, and you have to do it consistently. And there's no break from it. And that's what we used with their top guys. I mean, Dylan Musial was a defensive player of the year in the league last year. He's an elite rebounder. He's an elite passer. He can bring the ball up for him. He's their best, probably overall, hardest worker, plays the hardest. So yeah, I mean, that's what I showed. He's the guy like making a spin move or trying to get quick on the free throw line and get an extra possession. And he's the last guy that has to do it, but he's a winner and he wants to win. And he worked that way, and we need to learn that consistent effort, focus, and energy that it takes to win, and where those spaces are. So we absolutely use that. We use that a lot.
Okay.
Probably drives the guys nuts. I'll be like, hey, amazing. They must do something different there. They know how to do those things. We just can't get ourselves to consistently do that stuff.
Consistency, though, and consistency will come with experience, I think.
Well, with the right amount of work and preparation, when we talk about like the focus on the process of getting to a championship level, we talk about 3 phases, and that's preparation. That's competing at a championship level, and then a focus on execution at a championship level. You got to do all 3, sometimes at the same time. Sometimes you're focused on other things. What I would say to that game is our preparation was at a championship level. We really practiced hard and well. I thought we competed for portions at a high level. We did not compete the entire game at that level. Yeah. And if you're not competing at a championship level consistently, you lose the opportunity to get to the point of executing that level consistently. And that's where the preparation plus the competitiveness matches your focus to the execution, and then you'll be able to execute at that level. And I thought for 4 games, we did a pretty good job of that. I thought our best example of that by far was Wednesday at Susquehanna.
Sure.
We executed our post defense, a lot of things that we really had to work hard on because the competitiveness matched our preparation, and then it matched our focus on executing the things we've worked on and talked about or that we value. And you've got to do that repeatedly, and you got to do it consistently, and you got to do it over and over and over again. And what I've told our guys about playing these games against really good teams, that fight right there, every possession, whether the scoreboard says what we want or not. Matter of fact, even more if it says what we want, like that fight is what gets us out of where we are. But it has to be there relentlessly and all the time. And it's the thing we call competitive endurance. You have to have the endurance to do this, and you have to be able to take the hits. So we don't know. We won't know those answers. So we got to wake up tomorrow and go back to work, have a great practice with great enthusiasm, and get focused on doing that things and get back at it. And the great blessing we have is we get to play Catholic and Scranton right away. And we get to go through that gauntlet again and have those opportunities to have every possession matter at a huge level, and every small mistake we make get magnified. That narrows focus, that brings us down lower so we understand the value, but then it becomes your individual discipline, leadership, and desire. I think these guys have shown that. They've really worked hard. I think they were really disappointed in their performance on Saturday. But we can talk about that stuff. We got to do it consistently, and then we got to weather the storm and work through this stuff and just stay together.
Hey, I'm in.
Well, Biz, as we head into Thanksgiving week, this will come out probably the eve of Thanksgiving. I say thank you to both of you. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, this is I'm thankful for this podcast and getting to see your mugs once a week.
Yeah, and I'm thankful we got a team here that's putting in the work.
That's all right.
And we're gonna have. I can feel the good results coming.
Before we leave, we did have some tough news in kind of the Juniata basketball family the last couple of weeks. We unfortunately lost 2 people that impacted our program in a number of ways. First, Dale Miller, who I believe graduated in 1996, if I got that right. But he actually passed away from cancer. He was born in 1974, so he's about 51 years old. He leaves his younger son and his wife. Yeah. And Casey Craig, who was on here, was a teammate of his. Frank Vogel, those guys, that he was part of that group, and those guys, I know that was a big hit to those guys. He was a follower of our podcast. It was weird. Our paths never crossed completely. I met him once or twice, but didn't know him as well as a lot of the other guys on this. But I just wanted to express our condolences. And
absolutely,
that's a tough one. And it also speaks to how much this experience means and how much of a difference it makes and how much it impacted those guys and what those friendships mean 30 years later. The other one, Terry Bills, Marcus Lee's grandfather, actually passed away also in the same time frame. And you guys had the chance, I believe, have had the chance to meet him. I think you played golf with him a few times.
I played golf with him in the golf outing. Great. Absolutely stupendous man. It was an enjoyable 18 holes for sure.
He's one that just a consistent, constant supporter of our program, even after Marcus left, but never missed a game Marcus played. Never a home or away game in his entire career. Really helped raise Marcus. He and his wife helped raise Marcus. Always afterwards kept showing up at the golf outing and was always such a great supporter, great sense of humor, and
great
dude, guy.
Absolutely.
So, again, our condolences go out to the family, and we're just blessed to have had him as a part of our program. And he was one of those guys that validated what we do, that we got to be doing something right if he wanted to continue to be around.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, our condolences to the family. That's a tough loss to not only their family, but all of Juniata.
Yes.
Well, on that note, I will say happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Say happy Thanksgiving to all of Juniata Nation.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll be back next week to preview some big games. We got Catholic, we got Scranton, two of the teams that I despise the most. So let's go out and see what we can do.
I just can't wait for that stuffing, man. I'm so excited to get that.
Have yourself some good stuffing. Maybe I'll see Curley up in good old State
College.
Oh
man, that saddens me greatly. But enjoy one.
Just roll on up.
Enjoy one in my honor, fellas.
We'll pour one out for you.
All right. Well, don't pour it out. Just drink it, man. I mean,
come on. Pour it into my mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's not be crazy.
Let's not be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
There we go. Send your thoughts and follow the show on Instagram at Juniata Basketball Show. Subscribe to the Juniata Men's Basketball Show on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, I'm Tom Frank.
I'm Biz.
I'm the head coach, Coach Curley.
All right, go get some filling. I might go get some filling right now.
Filling? You call it
filling? Stuffing?
Come on,
what do you call it?
Nah, it's stuffing.